Scout is the best class. He's well known for getting in and getting out, popping in a couple shots before leaving. However, he's put in line by his low health, so, you know, if you stay in one corner spawn camping the entire team for too long, you're gonna get your karma pretty soon. Now, some of his items minimize this. For one, the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, which regenerates you for, 3 health every bullet you hit. However, a rocket does 90 damage, and I'm not keen on getting 30 hits, so that's not really a good option. And then there's the Mad Milk, which is generally really good as well, but it has a massive cooldown, which means you can't spam it in rotation and keep yourself alive. This single-handedly makes spawn camping as Scout basically impossible.
We got it. Oh my god, that sniper saved us.
Just like how reloading and multiple exits counter the Demo Man's ability to spawn camp. However, what if I told you that there was a way to completely remove this weakness? Firstly, gather some friends, force them to all equip the Mad Milk, and sneak your way into their spawn. And it's then when the fun begins. The Soakin' Squirtin' Spawn Camping Scout Squad. Let me break this down for you guys. This is the loadout, your shotgun of choice and your melee of choice. Simple, right? But let's not forget the most important part, the milk. The Mad Milk. There are 2 roles that will be constantly rotated among these 3, or maybe even more players. The first role is the tactical shooter. Have you ever played Valorant, or maybe CSGO, or maybe Rainbow Six Siege? You're basically gonna do that. Their job is to put their crosshair on any entrance, and the moment the pixel changes color, they shoot. And then there's the second, the Squirter. There's only 1 Squirter in the group, but it'll be rotated out among the 3. See, when you run out of your milk, you'll have to switch out with another person. But see, this creates an infinite cycle where you milk and leave.
Okay, Ryan, come.
Oh, no! 1 second string. And get another person to milk and then leave, rinse and repeat. This gives you basically infinite heals if done right, and it is incredible. Now, don't get me wrong, the Squirter is still supposed to peek an angle like a little prick, but instead of a shotgun in his hands, he is gooning. His intentions are deeper for that, because when he sees a pixel change color, he will immediately throw his jar of milk into the enemies that are unfortunately running into your room. And when I say this is effective, I mean it, because with 3 scouts, the only real counter is a solid rocket. And even then, it'll be easily healed away after a couple meat shots. And unlike the soldier who has, what, 4 rockets? We have slightly more bullets. Plus, if someone hits the bucket, it doesn't really take much for them to beeline it back to the room and start the gaming once more. If you want to rack up some kills without needing to use your brain that much, this is one of the best ways to do it. I mean, you could also just play soldier, but like, now you will need a cycle between each other, and this takes a little bit of coordination, because if you don't do it and you all throw your cum at the same time, bad things happen.
Get him! He actually, we fucking threw, bro.
We fucking got eviscerated.
What was that?
See, the moment Loki uses his milk, we'll get into a formation, and I will take his place. And when I use my milk, Ryan will take my place. Over and over and over again, until we all die or we kill everybody. We switch corners, kill people, rinse and repeat. And trust me, this server will catch on. They're gonna start spamming stickies at you and rockets and send pyros rushing at you. But at the end of the day, you can heal back the first 2 and extinguish the 3rd one, all with the power of the Squirting Scout. It's probably one of the best things you can do in TF2 when you're bored, just like how subscribing to my channel is the best thing you can do in real life. And more than anything, it's really damn funny. But I guess I get your questions, alright? Wouldn't it be more effective to do this with a soldier or demo or with any other class? Surely every other single class is better at spawn camping, right? Well, yeah, but the scout does like more damage, and it's funny. Look, man, he's literally throwing a jar of cum on people. And unlike sticky traps, he doesn't rely on other people walking into their positions. It also doesn't get bothered by air blast, which is a plus. I mean, some pyros will actually air blast your cum right back at you, but that's just more funny than devastating. Have I mentioned that I really like Mad Milk? Because I really like Mad Milk. I get it. Black box soldier, blah blah blah, spam your conch, whatever. But one good pyro with an air blast can shut you down, and it'll end your entire squad's life. Plus, it's not really as funny as 4 Boston men jumping around enemies and gooning on them. See, with the beautiful milk, and with even more beautiful men, you'll never have to worry about running out of milk. And that means you're never gonna have to worry about running out of health. Because all it takes is 1 or 2 good meat shots and bam, you're back up to full health in no time. Take this example at Sweden, for example.
No, don't. Pretend they forget. Pretend they forget. We forget about situations like this. Oh, this sniper, get him. Go. Use your milk.
I don't have milk.
Oh no, he's dead. He's dead.
You jump around the side of the map and get into this room, and when you're there, you do a little bit of trolling, and when you eventually die because you throw horribly, you can simply go to the other side and rinse and repeat. It is a winning formula, and you repeat this over and over again so the enemy team never knows where to find you. And if you're really desperate for points, you could always spam milk into mid because the enemy team doesn't definitely already hate you. In truth, this is squirting scout heaven, but it's actually not my favorite map for this strategy. Unlike my favorite thing, the subscribe button. Look at this graph. Okay, I'll keep this short, but please comment and subscribe. That's all I want, please. Thank you. No, you're gonna have to take yourself to Nucleus. The reason I like Nucleus so much is because it takes the fundamentals from Sweden and exemplifies them on a map where spawn camping isn't really as popular. Plus, there's more variation. In one side of the map, you can jump from the top, or you can ambush from the door, or anything like that. And it's even more simple. Again, like most King of the Hill maps, it's separated into a mid with 2 paths wrapping around it. Now, the right or upper path is fine. There's too many corridors and stuff, and enemies can manage to get away pretty easily. Plus, explosive classes will screw you up there. No, the beauty is the underground section of the map. Simply go down the staircase with the boys, and there will be nothing but pure bliss and dopamine that'll meet you there. It is nothing short of extraordinary.
I'm gonna come next time I see someone and exit that door.
You come.
Go.
Come on.
Fuck,
Okay,
I pre-gaxed, my bad.
Oh my god, there's so many men. Oh, I didn't get to come.
That's unlucky.
I love getting crocketed.
That's unlucky. Never back down.
And this same ideology works on basically every other King of the Hill map, and it works into other maps as well. Like, seriously, try this strategy on a payload map or a control point map. If you're good enough, it'll work. On Viaduct, you can camp in the house in the middle and the cliff face on the right side. On Barn Blitz, it's behind this corner. Basically, any point with 1 or 2 entries will be heaven or hell for the enemy team. Just remember that, don't go to the same place over and over again like we did in Barn Blitz, because they will be waiting for you, and it's not a pretty sight if they know you're gonna come. And that's it. I hope you enjoy yourself. You do need friends for this though. So I mean 4 soldiers or pyros with a quick fix medic also works. Like, it's probably more effective, but it's so much like less funny. Just like, I promise it's funny. It's funnier. Okay, bye-bye. Wait, before you leave, I kind of just want to ask for a favor.